Hey everyone, welcome back to My Little Hope. And now we will unravel the mystery of this spooky place. I'm starting to think, looking back on a lot of these characters, I'm starting to think that this is probably all in what's his name, Andrew's mind. I'd be very disappointed if it was, but I think that's where we're headed. I'm just sort of reflecting back on some of these premonitions, but yeah, like the little girl has to be a red herring, right? Like it's never that easy. I'm pretty sure Carver is responsible for a lot of this, but there are some discrepancies, right, that don't sort of match up reincarnation. For example, Andrew not being able to recall who he is or what he's doing there is already a sign of like, well, he doesn't even know like what his past life is or his relationship prior to a lot of these people. I mean, maybe it's just the writing, but I'm gonna assume that it's part of the plan that a lot of these characters don't get along, and why there's only four. Let's say it was a creative writing class, one professor, four people, like that doesn't add up, right? I mean, you go on a field trip, your professor offers you a point of extra credit, everyone goes because they're bored and they can't do anything else. So like just to have four people show up, like they didn't even talk about their prior relationship, what their classes were like, what some sort of stories that they came up with, what are some teachings that went on. Like there's no real sense of a background for these characters other than that they look who they are and they resemble their past or characters from a previous life. This might be a supernatural happening. I mean, there could be a thing with the fog and making them intoxicated in some way or delirious in some way.
But I'm sorry. Moving. I don't feel safe here.
Yeah, for sure. But I just don't think that this life that we're in right now sort of matches up with anything else. Meaning, like, I don't know if this life is real. Like the life that they're living right now, I don't think that it's real. This could all be in Andrew's mind. Helping him cope with like the death of his family and stuff like that. There are two paths here. Which path shall I take? And oh my God, John over here pacing back and forth. If we were to think about the fog as a character, it lets us see things. It lets us progress to certain points in the story, and we have to sort of understand it as a character. Like, why does it do that for us? Why does it force us to unveil certain situations, opposed to just heading back? Why does it allow us to split up? Why does it allow us to reconvene? Why is it splitting us up now? Let's check this headstone. Thomas Wyman. Also, and I'm just gonna say it, okay? I don't know if I'm gonna get canceled or not. I'm just gonna say it, okay? I'm an Asian guy. All right, big surprise. And there was an Asian person in that flashback, in that Puritan flashback. Like, I mean, I don't know how many Asians were in the Mayflower. I'm going to assume 0. But that instance of seeing that Asian person in the 70s during the fire, right? And then seeing him in the previous life, also seeing like those mannequin faces or those blank faces, that seems to me to be part of like a dream scenario. Like I don't think that may not even be a real like events that are happening in their past. That could be a different element of hallucination. But here it says, here lies ye body of Thomas Wyman, department governor and magistrate, died 1701, and of his wife Mary Wyman, who departed this life 1699. Yeah, the Asian guy plays Wyman, the governor Wyman, in the Puritan era. Now that can't be. They can't just be thrown in Asian people to fit a diversity quota, can they? Like there's a reason for it, and maybe Andrew's in a psychiatric ward, so maybe he's just. We've seen that trope before, right? In a lot of different horror stories where they just blend characters together to fit whatever. However their coping mechanism is, they gather characters or people or similarities or faces into their own mindscape and not necessarily have to relate to each other in any way, but it's sort of how the mind operates to cope with a traumatic situation. That could be what's happening here. And these different characters could certainly be just...
Of all the places to end up, let's get out of here.
I think that maybe these characters just resemble or symbolize elements of Andrew's character. I do think there is a main character here. Okay, so that progresses the story. Let's go check throughout here. But maybe Andrew's just like the only person alive right now. Anyways, that's my my hypothesis, not theory. Can't prove it. I don't have any substantiated evidence to prove it, but my hypothesis, because we shall test this by progressing the story. Here lies Abraham Alastor. Fractum efreri infectum non putist. So, yeah, I think this is all in the mind's eye, as it were. That Asian guy, Governor Wyman, cannot be in the past. This has to be some sort of made-up delusion. Wow, so it's telling me I can actually move into here, although the gate progresses the story. What is over here, I wonder? You know, there was some sense of urgency because it showed a creature sort of tailing us. By the way, I am picking this game up after a couple of days, so I can't quite remember if it was the... okay, there's some gravestones here. I can't quite remember if it was the Angela's chained monster thing, replica, pursuing us, or if it was a different kind of monster. Let's go ahead and check this. I will be excited to see what Carver's reincarnation is, because he has yet to show up, and I do think he's the main villain. I do think that James T. Clark, loving father. Okay, so here's the Clarks. Here are the Clarks. So James is our John. We have Anne, who is Angela, essentially. Hold up, let's inspect here, just to make sure we can move this around here. In fact, we should be doing this for everything, because we can actually miss a secret or two if we don't look around. Okay, we have Dennis, and this Taylor? Let me guess, this is Taylor? It's Megan. Megan is our Taylor, or Tyler.
Tragedy to lose someone at that age.
No, sorry. Megan is Megan is the daughter, the young daughter who burnt down allowed. Well, didn't even really burn down anything, right? She didn't burn down anything. It was Andrew, his carelessness, leaving the kettle on. But by the way, very, very foolish. A lot of these characters, it's sort of a chore to keep them alive because they go out of their way to make very boneheaded decisions. For me, I like, stories that have characters that are sophisticated enough to what you would believe as a viewer to escape, death-defying situations. Because I think as a viewer and as a character, it just creates a stronger bond because like these characters are giving it their all to survive. But sometimes, especially when writing like these horror stories, we lean on these horror tropes not simply just to meme it up or to play into like cliches, but just because we just expect horror characters that behave in certain ways, and so it becomes a chore to have them survive because they just make bad decision after bad decision. Okay, so let's go ahead and check. This has to be because Dennis is our what's our guy? Is our Daniel. So this is Taylor's body. Sorry. No, sorry, Tanya. Tanya's her name. Tanya's grave.
I'm impressed someone cares enough to still drop by this place.
Yeah, and so I think there was another red herring when we think back to the prior, when we think back to the prologue, right? And they're talking about who Tanya is dating or who she's seeing, or yeah, just who she's seeing, and it showed the guy in the bar, right? I think that's a red herring. I think she's actually seeing Carver, or Carver's reincarnation, or Carver's representation of that timeline. I think she was seeing that guy, and he was somehow manipulating both Tanya and Megan, the young girl. Maybe it was just Megan he was manipulating, but I think Tanya is involved in some way, and that's why we see the flower pot here. And yeah, I think Tanya is involved in some way into that relationship. And again, I do think maybe this is Andrew's mind. There's something happening here. Because we have to be aware of a lot of different red herrings, like the demon and all that stuff. I don't think it's a demon. I really don't. I mean, if I'm just basing this off of Man Medan, right? I think a lot of it just has to deal with fooling the audience into the supernatural. I think if my theory, my hypothesis be correct, I think that in this game, what they're doing is to convince us more of the supernatural. Unlike they did before in Man Medan, it was kind of, you could kind of tell it was the gas early, like halfway through the game, or even you could guess it pretty quickly. But I think this time around they're trying to make it super supernatural, as supernatural as they possibly can, as to confuse us into believing that it is the supernatural. Does that make any sense? Am I just saying stuff? Am I just rambling on without any real substance to what I'm saying? Okay, so we discovered this secret. Is this the headstone? No, that's TC, the moon stuff. And that necklace, referring to that necklace, that crescent necklace from Tanya's neck that she was wearing, I think that was given by Carver's representation or Carver's, I don't know what you would call it. A doppelganger or copycat. Also, I'm starting to think as well that despite Andrew offering his hand, there could have been a possibility that Angela didn't take it. Thankfully, I think she thinks highly of Andrew to have taken it. I think there's still a possibility where she was like, I don't trust you. Because when before she grabbed his hand, she said, I trust you. And then she reached for it, right? But that's another thing that kind of bothers me. And maybe, again, this is just a gamey thing. Maybe they thought like, oh, it's fun to have that kind of like relationship building. And therefore she reached it and then saved her life. And then her life is saved. But a part of me feels like if you're in a near, a death situation or something like that, like if someone lends you or offers a hand, you're gonna take it. Like, why do you have the split mindset of being like, oh, let me take a moment here, let me pause. Nah, I don't like you, Andrew. I'm not gonna take your hand. Like, that just sounds ridiculous to me. You're being chased by a supernatural being, and someone offers you their hand, and you're just like hard pass. Like, come on now. Like, I don't know if that's a possibility. I haven't seen it myself. I haven't played it to that point, but I'm assuming the fact that she had a moment of pause and was like, okay, I trust you, I'll take your hand. I'm like, come on now, come on, let's have some actual sensibility here. Okay, I get it. Not this whole class hates each other for some reason. Like, they really hate each other. They're abrasive any chance they get. Also, like, everyone's fascinated with the relationship between the two of them. What's that couple? So everyone is so fascinated with Daniel and Taylor's relationship, whether they'll go public or not. Frankly, who gives a damn? Like, who gives a damn? Like, why is that such an important deal? Like, the relationship is theirs. Like, why does that have to be a broadcast? It's kind of like that meme when you're talking to somebody and they're like, oh, I have a boyfriend, oh, I have a girlfriend. You're like, I don't give a shit. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Why do you have to tell me your love life? Like, you think I'm just a hidden? Like, why is that anyone's problem? Like, why does it matter to anybody? Anyway, so there has to be something there. I mean, if we think about the prologue, those two were siblings, right? They were siblings. And in this timeline, they're dating. I mean, is it because it's, taboo? Like, does everyone know that they're actually related and they're like dating? Is that why it's weird? Like, I don't know. Like, their relationship status is none of our business, and to have that as a subplot is kind of ridiculous, unless that is what happens. Like, the relationship then comes to play later in the game. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. We're gonna progress the game. It's just I have these thoughts. I need to get out of my chest. Oh boy, okay. So this is a different creature. Notice that they have let's
stay away from that bridge.
I'm all for putting as much distance between us and that hideous thing as we can.
Pretty sure Daniel and Taylor would be thinking the same thing.
Okay, you remember this monster, and then we had a gun, we pulled it on it? I don't think we shoot it here.
Quick!
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, John. Everyone calm down. Just focus on the buttons, do not focus on the scene. Almost hit A there. Oh, I'm scared. Not of the monster, but of, like, screwing up. Okay, this has to be in the mind's eye. And thank you for not running, Captain America. There's something in the fog that's making them hallucinate, or this is Andrew's
Best to
mind.
keep out of his way, I reckon.
That woman's final words keep buzzing in my head. To end what's happening in Little Hope, the little girl has to be stopped.
I don't think that's it.
Was she talking about stopping more witchcraft accusations or something else?
I couldn't tell.
Come on, let's go.
I'll go in and take a look around.
Oh boy. Great. Everyone's favorite couple who has to broadcast their relationship. We're dating. We are dating, and we are proud of it.
How you doing?
I'm wondering if that thing could be coming after us.
Don't think it's coming after us.
What makes you so sure?
It must be a one-off, assertive, stick close to me. Puzzled, really.
That has to be a one-off. Some circus freak on the loose.
Oh.
Something like that.
No. Not at all what I wanted to say. Oh well. Let's see if there's anything back here.
What's that noise?
Didn't hear anything.
Let's check back real quick, just to make sure. Ooh, creepy. That is so much fun. I love this fog. It's so much better, so much of a better idea than an invisible wall, you know? If we also, I don't think it's the little girl. I think, again, that's a red herring. The mere fact that, if we remember what John said, you know, they prosecuted witches with very little evidence. I think that's the same thing happening with Megan and the illusion that the little girl is the problem. Remember, it's Carver who wanted her to keep something secret. Only in the little girl's anxiety did we see her lash out and create the idea of ghosts. So again, I don't think it's her. It's something having to do with Carver, and we don't even know who the girl's parents are. I think that we're gonna find out who her parents are, and I think that's gonna probably wrap this puzzle up together as well. Melissa Kai symbol on the top right. Yeah, so we are heading to where she died, the pond. What's troubling is that I haven't ran into any kind of photographs that would talk about anyone else's death, like Taylor and Daniel's death. So
I don't like this. I want to go another way.
Don't think there is another way.
yeah, we go where the fog pushes us. That's kind of the modus operandi of what's happening here, or the fog's MO at the very least. But yeah, like I haven't seen any kind of premonitions for these two, any kind of premonitions for John. I mean, maybe this is a 60-hour game and I just haven't run into anything like that, but I'm pretty sure they're not in any real danger as of right now.
Quite the tourist trail.
Not a place I want to revisit.
So they're back at the bridge. Our group is. Not our group, but the other three. So are we heading toward the museum or the Johnson Memorial? So we're either heading back at where the bridge is to meet up with the gang, or we're heading to the museum. We shall soon find out. Yeah, I mean, these characters are severely underdeveloped in terms of who they were in the prior life, and they just sort of, like, again, I don't know if this is the writing, but I'm going to assume it's the story, in that they're just playing archetypes. To have characters that hollow
Hey,
means that
over here.
they may not be
You gotta check this out.
existing characters, may not even be real. They could just be in all Andrew's mind. That's my gut feeling anyway.
That thing could still be around here. In the water.
No, we left that thing way behind. We must have. Oh, shit.
You're going first, right?
You weigh half what I do. Better if you lead.
I'm not crossing this crapped-out bridge. No way.
To find the others we gotta cross.
Yeah, but
We got no choice.
one at a
Fine.
time, please.
I'm heading across. You can follow me. If the bridge is still standing.
Okay, then.
Okay, well, one at a time. Again, remember, please.
One at a time.
Like even that moment, right, when they all fell together as a threesome, like that was so dumb, like aggravatingly dumb. That's like, you know, the bridge is unstable, yet all three of you are gonna make the hop together. Like, come on now. Like even in a survival situation, remove the horror element.
What the hell is that?
Like who in the right mind would even think that way? You know, you see a broken down bridge. Okay, all of us as one. Like oh my gosh. I remember going hiking once in the Los Angeles mountains. There was this really like feeble rope that someone left behind, and my friends and I, we kind of wanted to scale it ourselves, like some rocks and stuff. So we brought our own rope. But the park ranger was like, "You can't bring your own rope. What the hell do you think you're doing?" And we were like, "Oh shit, yeah, you can't do that. Makes sense." But anyways, we're hiking. We see this really like we see this rope. We don't know where it's really like secured from, but it's pretty sturdy, and when you fall, if you hold on the rope and you climb down, it leads to a different part near like a waterfall, a very small waterfall, nothing spectacular. But my friends and I, we wanted to go, you know, and check it out. But it was, you know, it was a pretty thin rope, and so we were like, okay, well, one at a time. Let's do it that way. And I couldn't help thinking, like as a flashback on that bridge, I was like, what if me and my friends are just like, yeah, all three of us on that one rope, all together as one. Like, how ridiculous that sounds. Like, even then, subconsciously, without even speaking a word, we knew one at a time, boys. One at a time.
You see this?
And yeah, the waterfall was not all that. Witch grave. This stone is believed to mark the burial place of the first person executed during the Little Hope witch trials. Okay. Yes, Angela's doppelganger.
Let's get out of here.
Daniel! Get your hands off us!
Wait. I'll bring you.
Mary? Mary? Mary! I am over this way!
Mary. The fountain of all evil is here. If this evil is to end, Mary must be stopped.
Who in the hell are you? Why do you look just like John?
I have no answers for you. Perhaps I'm already under a witch's spell.
And how'd
There
you
it
pull us
lies.
from our world?
I found it. How did you come by this? Fashioned with my own hand. I take it to protect you. Suspicion and betrayal walk side by side in Little Hope. No one is safe. Please, Tabitha, let me keep it.
And what? Does Discount John Proctor want us to kill them? Like, what do you... And no, I don't think Mary is evil.
Nothing. No working phone anywhere.
Okay, so it looks like we really are trapped here.
Still no sign of him?
Nope. Not yet.
I just hope they're both okay. I figured we'd have found the bus driver by now. Wonder where he's at.
Why can't you leave us alone?
I think she wants us to go after her.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm with you. We go after her. She's mixed up in all this.
The two girls we've seen. One is from the past. This one is from here and now.
Maybe the girl we're seeing here is somehow a mirror image of the girl from the 17th century.
Don't you want to wait for Daniel and Taylor?
If they were coming this way, they'd be here by now. Stay loose. Who knows what's up ahead?
Hey, wait for us!
Shoo!
Oh boy. Is Angela the only person in danger?
Ugh!
No!
Disgusting!
Oh no. Angela?
Guys? You there?
Oh my gosh. She's dead. She did. She... Oh boy. She's not gonna be in Little Hope too. Seriously.
I got you!
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Is it over? Is Angela finally dead? Wait! Oh no! What the heck? Help! Somebody! Oh, she's so dead. Oh boy. Okay, well, you gonna walk faster? Or are we just chilling? Okay, I'm holding LB. That is the walk button, right? Or the run, sprint, something. Uh-oh, sorry. Oh, she is so dead.
Not stopping.
Yeah, no, I don't think it would. I think it has you right where it wants you.
Oh, please, God.
Please, God, help me. None of it's real. It isn't real. Oh my gosh, she is so slow. Wait, it said progress the story. Was there something else I could have done? Oh boy. Oh man. Gosh, I bet you there was something I could have picked up or something like that. What?
Angela!
Nope, no
Shit.
body. She's not dead.
No!
No way to confirm this.
What did she do to deserve that?
Unless she is dead?
It's just you and me now. Until Taylor and Daniel get to us.
No way they give her an off-screen death.
Hey!
Also, way to go, you two, leaving her behind. Like, what was that about? You guys are so hard to keep alive.
There's something blocking the door. Give me a hand, will ya?
Aren't you supposed to kick the door? Normally? They tell you never to use your shoulders just because you could dislocate it, whereas a kick, you have much more control of and can create much more impact. It's one of the things that I kind of really hate when I see in movies, like especially during an emergency. They use their arm, or their shoulders, I should say.
This place is a museum of some kind.
Is she in there?
Relax.
This doesn't feel right.
Stay focused. We're not having a rerun of what just happened to Angela.
You sure about that?
I'll do whatever it takes to keep us both safe. Once we're out of here, we'll hook up with the others.
That's if they're still alive.
Oh boy.
Why
Also-
is this kid out here on her own?
It's strange.
Maybe she's linked to Mary somehow?
Gotta be. Though how and why, I'm not sure of yet.
Also, another thing that keeps bothering me is as the bus ride, right? When you think of the bus driver when he met up with the cop, and he was like, "I have to bring these folks back to wherever," right? The cop looks back on the bus, presumably at the five of these people, and says, "I don't think they will mind. Go ahead, take the shortcut." It's like, why the hell would you say anything like that? Like, if they're people, of course they would mind. Like, so maybe they were caskets, maybe they were a body, maybe it was something else, maybe they're not real. Because, I mean, like, if you're a cop or anybody, you're like, why would you assume they wouldn't mind taking the detour? I would imagine people would mind a great deal, especially if it's creepy. $7.99. Expensive then? It's expensive now. So, let's take a look at this, I suppose. Writ of forfeiture. This writ is served by the Board of Selection on the 7th day of January 1692 by Unreadable. You're ordered to, Unreadable, to Karukits? Sasrits of land? Karakits of land? No, I don't know. By the Western River and Leafy Hill, all dwellings upon the land shall be vacated, all livestock and Unreadable all be forfeited and Unreadable of their old contract. This defrays all costs of Unreadable England to the sum of £20, 7 shillings and 6 pence, and ends all Unreadable between the families. Unreadable is granted the right of petition this order, but must appear in the town hall before the Board of Selection by Unreadable 7 days. Signed by Unreadable Edward Roswell. And like we see the sheriff, you know, we see the sheriff in the town hall during the yeah, these are mannequins. So I mean, either everybody else is just LARPing, or this is all in his mind. The blank faces were mannequins. Like, why the heck would you have that in the background of it's not a true past. It's not a true retelling of the past. There's some conflation of memory that's happening. Does this opening this door progress whatever this is? Okay, before we do that, let's head in the back. It doesn't seem so, but we'll check the back. Oh, there's a thing here.
Disturbing.
It creeped the hell out of me.
I mean, if we want to sort of relate this to the present time, it's probably the siblings. Oh, here's Angela. Here we are. Amy Lambert. Oh, come on now. You know what I want to do. Why the extra step?
That thing felt so real, like we were right there.
Amy Lambert. Amy was accused of witchcraft by the girl Mary Milton, who claimed she saw her fly on a twig of willow. When told by the court that Amy had been seen by a witness many miles away, Mary stated, "I saw her lips ever chattering to who knew what and recognized her as a demon sent to me in Amy's form." Pastor Carver admitted this into the record as spectral evidence. Yeah, so definitely Carver's doing.